This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball, and it's spring training 2020, and it rolls on from Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida. This afternoon, it's the Houston Astros and the St. Louis Cardinals. Josh Reddick, Jose Altuve, and Kyle Tucker, Yuli Gurriel, Carlos Correa, Aledmys Diaz. The Cardinals playing the fourth of their 6 spring matchups against the Astros. In addition to Gant this afternoon, left-hander Austin Gomber, Mike Schilt even saying with the injury that he had suffered, which was a pop hamstring. And there's the first out
with the crowd. And this is in front of a few thousand people. Imagine the season.
Altuve puts it on the ground and a hop to Paul DeJong, 2 away. He had an MRI scheduled for him, didn't show up. They didn't know what was going on and talked to his agent, and that was it.
Yeah, apparently frustration in the last year plus.
Gant to Yuli Gurriel. Runner goes, and it's put on the ground. Backhanded by DeJong across the diamond and makes the play. And the Cardinal lineup at the top, it is Colton Wong, solid camp. Then Carpenter and Goldschmidt, DeJong, Molina, Fowler, O'Neill, Wieters, and Thomas. Shifting on Colton Wong. 3 infielders on the right side, and you do not see that anymore. They're more straight up.
Well, how much did we see that last year, especially down the stretch? Teams finally decided, well, if Colton's going to shoot one the other way all the time and get a double, we got to play him more honest. Well, all that's going to do.
And he pulled the string, back-to-back Ks. So an offense that struggled a year ago without 2 very good pieces removed. There's some pressure on this offense to find a different level than they were at a year ago. Cardinals go in order. Bielak with a couple of strikeouts. Gant back to work when we come back. I wasn't here last year or the subsequent years, so it's not my problem in terms of dealing with that part of it, but going forward I'm dealing with it. There's a strikeout, but there's also some pressure in my mind on the umpire.
And as well, it's not just when he's starting.
Late swing by Diaz, back-to-back Ks for John Gant. They've got pitching, and their bullpen is really good.
Yeah, the 4 spot should be, you would think, as Yachty takes one there, hopefully off the pad. For Dex in 2019, 2018 was a year to forget, but hopefully for Dex, I mean, and that's what you're looking for him. Not necessarily he's going to be drawing 4-pitch walks all the time, but it's about getting on base. It's about getting out there.
Here's a 3-1, and now the bases are loaded. Hit by pitch and back-to-back walks.
The hit tool in general. Now you've got Rangel Ravello, who's got the hit tool as well.
That is off the glove of the first baseman Gurriel, and Correa the stretch at second to get that man. A run scores. That's Yadier Molina. And Wieters puts the ball in play, and it's a 1-0 St. Louis lead.
I know that for some is kind of like a boring thing, or maybe it's expected, and it should be expected, honestly. But it's an important thing.
Strikeout of Thomas. Cardinals pick up a run, and they pick up an early lead. Big crowd today here at Roger Dean Stadium. That's in the air, tailing towards center field, and also the wind knocking that down on the catch made by Lane Thomas.
Stay up and watch 17 innings, and we were getting plenty of tweets throughout the game. There were a lot of people riding it out with us. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. I do think this, under tough circumstances, it makes everything else easier.
And Altuve gets one in the wind out to deep left field. It's knocked down, and the catch is made by Tyler O'Neill. Blake Taylor last year in the minor leagues, 40 appearances.
He handles the bat well. He can lay down a bunt, which is kind of a lost craft, honestly.
And he chased that pitch and strikes out.
Player, whatever you're comfortable with, but the interaction's important. Fans come here. Dan, we were down on the concourse a little bit. Complimentary is not the word. He noticed how pale I was, though.
That's whacked out to left and drops in for a hit for Paul Goldschmidt. The bat, all those things, and Paul's such a bright guy, putting it all to work. And this time he's carved up and strikes out. Cardinals will take on the Marlins. Todd Hollandsworth, the analyst for Marlins baseball, will be in the booth with us. Always fun to do that, get their perspective of things, and Dakota Hudson will make that start.
I'm a sucker for a sinker baller, Dan. You know this.
Absolutely. As Gant knocks it down, and if he lets that go, it's an easy out.
It's tough to do. Tough to do as a pitcher.
Mike Schilt indicating that Carlos Martinez will be in the rotation. That's a liner caught by Colton Wong.
5 months on the shelf. He was healthy at the end of the season when he came back, but nowhere to play. Good pitch right there.
The strikeout for John Gant. His third of the afternoon. This is Roberto Osuna, the outstanding reliever for Houston.
Especially for a lot of these younger guys, minor leaguers that haven't played in a situation like that.
Under the glove of Correa and into center field. And an E on the...
Stubby does a great job of making sure his guys know all the information they need.
And a strikeout of Fowler. And a strikeout of O'Neill. Back-to-back Ks.
Didn't get a call early on Wieters.
3-2 hit down the right field line, and it is a fair ball. Into the corner. Yachty was running on the pitch. Wieters to second. Molina will score, and it's 2-0 Cardinals on an RBI double from Matt Wieters. And that is a base hit into right by Lane Thomas. They'll hold up Wieters at third base. Thomas with a single. Thomas with good speed at first base. And the 1-0 pitch to Colton Wong. Wong hits it sharply past the first baseman Gurriel. Wieters will score. Thomas being waved in. Here comes Lane. He will score. And it's 4-0 St. Louis. And Carpenter looks at a called third strike.
Another guy that's been quite efficient this spring so far is Austin Gomber. The numbers there in AAA last year. Zach Thompson, first rounder from a year ago. He has looked every bit of first rounder here. Good pitch, get another ground ball.
Carpenter makes the play on
Daniel
Toro.
Ponce de Leon. Look, he's tired of that I-55 shuttle. He wants to be a mainstay.
Carpenter, the off-balance throw. And Ferguson is aboard. Strikeout for Gomber. His first of the afternoon. Goldschmidt, the young Molina coming up. It's pitched with the Red Sox, the Twins, and Houston.
That change in approach, I think, is going to help him a lot. He was at the point where he was trying to cover everything.
Trying to go up in the zone, which is where a lot of teams got him last year, and he's able to cover that portion of the plate and picks up a hit. Edmundo Sosa is your runner at first base, and that swung on and missed by Molina.
And that's what you want. Again, it comes down to competition. You want guys that are battling out, that are fighting. This one could be trouble.
3-0. Fowler pops out into shallow center. Cardinals strand a runner, their fifth of the day. They lead at 4-0. Many of the regulars now are headed back to the clubhouse for St. Louis. There's a fly ball out to left. Ooh, making the catch, Tyler O'Neill for the first out. You know, and for whatever reason, up here we haven't quite seen that defensively, and that's a hot shot inside the first base line and down into the corner, dug out by Fowler. And Tucker is on his way to third. The relay by Schrock, kept in front by Tommy Edman. Triple for Kyle Tucker. Gets through, and a run will score.
First strike. He's got the one that he can bury down in the zone as well. There it is right there.
A strikeout of Correa. Astros pick up a run. This is a young man that we've seen a couple of times. Forrest Whitley, who is walked earlier back in the second inning. And he comes back to get him in a strikeout.
And reps will make you feel more comfortable. I think that what he can do for you offensively, you got to figure out different ways to get him in the lineup. And I think that's exactly what Mike Schilt is going to do this. Munoz looks like, but Schrock was supposed to be that guy.
Edman running, throw down to second, and a stolen base for Tommy. Another aspect of his game that you appreciate. Good speed, the threat to steal. Puts himself in scoring position.
Score on a little blooper.
And a swing and a miss by Schrock, so Edman is left stranded. Sends us to the 7th inning, and the Cardinals lead at 4-1. Hunter Wendelstedt is our home plate umpire, and oh boy.
Maybe a little up in the zone, but I know Austin Gomber absolutely got that same exact call last inning.
That one just a bit high. Need a lefty, another one in that bullpen. And there's a strikeout.
As a pitcher is so incredibly important now. So if you're a guy that generally follows something up with a certain pitch, nice play by Nagowski over at first. You got to be able to mix it up.
Time to stretch. Redbirds on top. It's 4-1. Enoli Paredes is the new pitcher.
This is, well, it's no insignificant thing. This is a big change. Nasty slider right there. Ball. So maybe you've wondered, you know, what is it? We've heard about this Justin Williams. What is it? Well, that's it. I mean, it's.
Sosa played winter ball this offseason, and they're seeing more of that. Power. This to right, and this is gone. Edmundo Sosa right on cue with a home run to the opposite way. And the Cardinals have a 5-1 lead.
We've spent a little bit of time during the broadcast today talking about AAA as well.
Things change quickly. 2-2. Dean gets it in the air. Out to right. And the catch is made. The home run hit by Edmundo Sosa. Takes it the opposite way. He knew it. And it's a 5-1 St. Louis lead. 65 games, but his role changes to an extent. When you think you'd want to come in with him as a lefty-lefty guy, but Corey Jolks at the plate and a base hit to left. I'm not trying to rub it in.
No, I get it, Dan.
It's chilly for down here. Carved him up and a strikeout for Webb. First out here in the 8th. Cardinals last year dealt with injuries, but not like most teams. And there's a strikeout. They had the fewest injuries. It's good players, good pitching coming. And that one he definitely went. Another strikeout for Webb. 3 in the inning after a leadoff single to left. Ralph Garza Jr., the new pitcher for Houston.
Not let that creep in your head. You got to go out and do your thing. And you never know. You know, never know who's watching. Never know what opportunity might arise. Good at bat.
Getting a lot of time in the outfield. Could be 2, 6-4, 3 on the double play. Here's a 1-2. And a strikeout of Edman. Sends us to the 9th inning. And the Cardinals have a lead. It's 5-1. And so is Giovanni Gallegos.
Drop to it. Sometimes it's more horizontal. Either way, it's nasty.
And he walked him. And the 1-1 pitch by Gallegos. There's your ground ball. And there's your double play. 6-4-3. Took a little tricky hop at the end, too, on Sosa.
Asking you shall receive, though, Dan.
The 2-2 by Gallegos ends it with a strikeout. A swing and a miss, and the Cardinals win it by the final of 5-1.
A well-pitched ball game by the Cardinals. Gant, Gomber, Webb.